Hey guys, I'm Corey from Vancity Electric. Been in business since 2012. I believe we started out maybe around $500,000 in revenue. This year we're on pace for $1.4 million in revenue. And the gross margin's another one. I think we were down in the 20 percentile with gross margin, and we're typically up around 50 nowadays. Justin, just heads up, she's like longtime client, likes nice shit, doesn't like dirty, everything's by the hour, lovely. She's great. Just, make sure no mess.
Yep, I'll make sure nothing's messy.
Awesome. For me, systems are probably the most important thing I've built into my business, removing that sort of daily chaos. And the hub, the heart of all of those systems is Jobber. Everything starts and sort of ends inside of Jobber. It's our one single source of truth. All of our information is inside of there. We got a big day today. I'm gonna show you how I go through my day while Jobber is working for me on the back end, making sure everything's smooth. So we're gonna start off with Monday morning huddle, make sure the crew is good to go for the week.
You're going to Massa's, RAM Engineering, installing an EV charger, some attic work.
Yeah, she's not sure, something that Joe said. Yeah, and then swapping something outside into an outlet.
Okay.
But Massa's got to pick up kids at 2:30, so whatever he can get done.
We're gonna make sure my son makes it to school on time. Then we're gonna head over and check in on our admin, Mel. We're also gonna work on our health. We're gonna get a quick jog in at the gym, and then we're gonna check in on a few sites throughout the day where the guys are working. We're gonna take care of some business in the office, and then we're gonna wrap up the day at House of Golf, and it's all going smooth because of Jobber. I like this. I like this. So yeah, I just deleted that one little line there where it says up to 2 hours. The structure of the company, I'm in charge of basically sales and revenue. I do lots of estimating as well. And then Mel, she handles all the call and email intake. She gets things either booked in as an estimate or a job. Once things are a job, that would be Jeff's turn to step in, and he's in charge of all production. And then we have journeyman electricians that are running around the city doing work. And at the end of that, Mel will do the final invoice.
My name is Mel. I'm the remote admin at Vancity Electric. I am the friendly voice on the other end of the phone. I help book our clients in for their jobs or their quotes and just keep everything moving in a forward direction.
Your clients are gonna want to book many different ways, and Jobber gives you lots of options. So I think for a new Jobber user, the basic level would be getting your request form on your website, allowing people to leave you a message, and then that request form is gonna show up in your request inside of Jobber, and you can jump on that lead. If you wanna step it up a little bit, I think online booking is a great option. If you've got clients that wanna book an electrician on a Thursday at 3 o'clock, they can do that. They don't need to talk to anyone. They can book it in the system, and you'll just show up that day. And then a third feature, new feature, Jobber AI Receptionist. If you wanna have that on when you're out in the field or after hours.
Hi, thanks for calling Vancity Electric. Corey and the team are currently out visiting other clients, but I can answer any questions you have or schedule a visit.
With AI Receptionist, if you message a client through Jobber, a quote, an invoice, anything like that, and they start responding to that text message, AI Receptionist, if you're not at your desk and watching, it'll jump in and it'll start having a conversation with your client. And I've seen it give really good answers before. Sometimes I see a large job roll through our system that I had absolutely nothing to do with, and I'm always psyched because things are going smooth, and I know I've created a systemized machine that I don't need to be a part of every working little thing.
The AI receptionist is really great. After hours, she'll answer, she'll take messages, she'll even book quotes and jobs, so that's great. But in the morning, I do like to review and check and make sure that clients have been handled appropriately and there's nothing missing or needed.
Jobber gives you the option to add the request form, bake it right into your website, as well as the online booking. People want to shop many different ways. If someone wants to fill a form out and then kind of bounce, they can do that. If someone wants to online book their own job and schedule it, they can do that. It's right on the homepage. Some people like to call. If they do call, they're gonna get Mel in the office and she will add the request in manually there. And then if you really wanna take it up to pro level, having your Google local service ads and your meta ads integrated with Jobber and coming straight into requests eliminates a ton of data entry. So you don't have to do that anymore. Now you can just jump on top of the lead. For us, when we are dealing with 70 leads a week, some people think that's a crazy amount. But if you think about it, if you're using online booking, clients are adding their own information in, they're booking their own job, and we are just showing up. So yes, there might be a lot of leads, but we're not doing a lot of admin work. Once we have a new request in Jobber, this is when the immediate follow-up starts. We want to over-communicate with that client. We want them to know that we've received their request and something is happening on our end. Jobber's doing a lot of this communication automatically. We don't need to be involved. We have an extra automation built in with Zapier. This is one of my favorites. So as soon as we have a new request in Jobber, we have a Zapier trigger that sends off a welcome email and a client guide. And this is a client onboarding guide. This is showing them our 10-step process, our reviews, a little bit about the team, photos, just getting them super comfortable with our company. That extra automation is just another touch point with the client, letting them know they're in good hands. And best part of all is your competition probably is not doing anything near this.
So when a client request comes in, we determine if they would need a quote, and it could be something simple where they'll send in a couple of pictures and our team can quote them remotely from that. Or I can connect them through a virtual quote where we can have a video chat and see what their project is. Vancity Electric, this is Mel.
Oh, hi there. I'm calling about an EV charger, like a level 2 EV charger for our garage.
Would you like a quote for this service, or are you just looking to have someone out?
Definitely, I would love a quote.
Perfect. So I would love to connect you with an electrician over a video chat. It takes about 15 minutes of your time, but we'll be able to get a scope of your work and provide you with an accurate quote for the project, and you get a chance to ask quick questions.
Love it. Sounds good. What do you need from me?
Perfect. I just need your name and your address and your contact phone number and email, and we'll get you right booked in.
Scheduled assessments, probably one of my favorite features of Jobber. So anytime we are even quoting from pictures, quoting from a video the client has sent us, or we're going on site to quote, we always schedule the assessment. And this way the client is getting all the notifications and they're getting used to being inside of the Jobber ecosystem.
In their client profile, they can see the photos, they can see what's going on, what's been booked, they can make changes, they can communicate with us, and whether it's a quick text message through the Jobber system saying, oh, I need a change on this, or I'm not able to make this quote appointment, we're able to kind of answer them quickly and keep it all centered in one spot.
Jobber integrations, this is really one of the superpowers of Jobber. If you really want to make your quoting process more efficient, you're going to want to check out an integration called LiveSwitch with Jobber, and that's what we use for all our virtual estimates. I am meeting online with clients. They are showing me their electrical job on one screen, and I have Jobber open on the other screen with saved line item pricing, and I am banging out the quote on one screen while the person is showing me their job on the other screen. And typically I try to get my quote done by the end of the video call.
I love this. So I guess I could do your, we'll call it your main, even though it'd be your second panel, but I could do your panel in the common area and then just feed over and backfeed your panel that you already have there. I could do that.
While I'm on these video calls, I'm able to do a quote so quickly. So I'm using quote templates and saved line items. We are adding in a nice picture of the team, a beautiful job description, past work photos, and I even have my Google reviews on there as well. When we start a video call inside of Jobber, that video call actually ends up back in Jobber automatically. I don't need to move data back and forth. And this is huge because I'm able to show that video call with the client, so I share it with them, and I also share it with my guys, so they are showing up super prepared. They've seen the video, they know what they're walking into. The office here is awesome. This came up and I was able to rent it. My friend Chad is also a Jobber user. He's a plumber. We've got Steven the painter in the same office. He's also using Jobber. And we got Kevin, the data guy, also using Jobber. So we've built ourselves a good little Jobber community here, and we all share features and how-tos, and we're always looking over each other's shoulders. That's a good
that
one.
the one?
That means there's a new feature.
Uh-oh.
Product updates 43. If you have the Home Depot integration, you can add pricing straight into your quote right from Home Depot with the price and stock levels. We are a pretty systemized company. I've delegated myself out of some of the estimating, and so the high value quote option or notification is really important because I might not be doing every quote now, but I do want to be notified when a larger quote goes out so I can follow up personally. Sales pipeline has been one of the great new features. It's really helping us stay in control of our quoting and the sales side of the process before things turn into a job. So I can see all my quotes, all my requests in one place, right? And then I can follow up on things that need to be followed up on. Sales pipeline also has custom columns now. And so I can create a column that says, look, I've followed up by text. Another one that says I need to give a personal call, or maybe you have commercial jobs that you're only going to follow up with maybe once every month or two. Well, you can make a custom column for that now. Jobber automatically follows up on our quotes 2 times, but Sales Pipeline gives me the ability to also follow up personally after that, and that's when you really win those jobs. Pipeline helps me and my admin Mel feel in control of all our requests and quotes. Client communication is something we are absolutely obsessed with. There's no way you can do this without something like Jobber. The minute your client hits Jobber till a year later when they're leaving Jobber and you're done the job, Jobber is gonna be automated follow-ups, reaching out, appointment reminders, end of job, thank you email, all the way through. There's no way a human would keep up with this level of communication. I think it's super important to over-communicate with your clients. They are dying to know what's going on with their job, what step they're at. Every business should map out the flow of their client. So start, how does the client come into your business? How do they move through your business? And how do they leave your business once you're done the job? You will find little points where you can communicate more, maybe upsell, you can automate little things. And so we've done this, and one thing we noticed was when we have a new client, we're gonna use Zapier to automate and give them a welcome guide, a real welcome guide where they're gonna learn our process, what's happening next. As soon as you pay a deposit, you're gonna get a thank you email. You're gonna get a handoff to production as well. So, hey, thanks for paying that deposit. Jeff's gonna take you the rest of the way. He'll be reaching out for scheduling. So always keeping them in the loop as to what we're doing. If my guys are running late, they're always gonna send that text message, hey, we're gonna be there in 10 minutes. And this goes all the way to the end. 6 months after we're done the job, how's our electrical holding up? 1 year after we're done the job, hey, you have a 1-year warranty. If anything's not working like you think it should, let us know, we'll come back. And then finally, of course, asking for a Google review. I feel like you're showing up so prepared compared to most people. What other companies would
Most people have like a giant stack of papers scattered through the back of their truck, and
like you could see what I said, literally. Oh, I think we can do this, or yeah. They can see like what I talked about with the client, what I promised, what the client was like, right? Or maybe some bold promises.
even if you point out something but don't include it in your material list, if I can see the video or hear the call, then I can anticipate that before I hit my supplier.
Jeff will ask me too. He'll be like, "Hey, blah, 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 what did you mean when you said that?" Or yeah.
Also having the videos that sometimes pop up, like that the customers send.
Oh,
and
for sure.
Having those there, that's pretty.
The ones that Mel gets.
Yeah.
Yeah, any pictures, anything they send, it all goes in
Saves
there.
us a drive there and back.
Mel even copies the emails in
Yes.
to the notes. You know, I never even asked her to do that. She puts every little email in there.
Yeah.
From the start all the way
Yeah.
to the most recent note, yeah. We have the whole company track their time inside a Jobber, and especially the guys in production, they're gonna track their time to the actual job they're working on. And this is gonna show me automatically the profitability of each job. I'm always trying to help the guys out in the field. We use the location timers feature. So when they are showing up to a job site, it's gonna clock them into that address. And when they're leaving that one and going to another site, it's gonna clock them out. And that's all happening automatically. I notice you guys will clock in and out just to get like the, here's where I was, and then you'll make the notes pretty later. Yeah.
I always give a shorthand if it's something that I'm worried I'm going to forget, and then when you get home, they can do it longhand. I love that you can pull it up to like a year later. If you go back to the same job for something else, and you can be like, oh, what did I do here exactly? And you can see pictures, everything.
Yeah. Having it as like the single source of truth for like people in 5 different roles, like me, the owner, Mel, the admin, Jeff in production, you guys on site. We can all go like, oh, what job was that? Oh, 11623. Okay, boom. Now we know exactly what went on.
Yeah. I'll see if Jonathan has a pan box though.
Yeah.
Because that's the ideal solution.
I would even try pre-drilling the pan box, get 2 screws, like boom, boom. I bet it'd be pretty strong in that beam. So inside there, we were going to move a chandelier from one spot to another. The guys have purchased a retrofit box to use for that job, but we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna go with something else called a pan box. Inside a Jobber, at least they can make those notes for Mel, who you met earlier. When she goes to invoice, she'll see the note, hey, we didn't use the retrofit box, we actually used this pan box. You know, don't bill for the retrofit box. So all those notes will be inside Jobber waiting for Mel.
When I first started and still hadn't fully learned how to use Jobber, even though it was easy, I was relying on notepads and scratch pads, and I actually just recycled a stack of notepad about this thick as I'm furiously trying to write down all the client's information. I don't write anything down anymore with Jobber. It's all at my fingertips and easy.
Most of our work is quoted, and so we're gonna turn those quotes into jobs, and when we're done those jobs, they're gonna just change from a job to an invoice. If there's any changes or things we need to add, all that information is in Jobber for our admin Mel, and she's able to do her invoicing once a month pretty easy.
Everything is integrated, it speaks to itself. I love how the request is attached to the quote, is attached to the job, to the invoice. It's all there in front of you for reference, and to get that invoice out to the client's profile, they can see everything that's happening and going on. It's just very integrated, it's very visible, and it's easy to use.
Jobber payments is huge. You know, when you can accept a credit card payment, guess who's gonna get paid first? I had a funny story with my business partner. He wanted to turn off Jobber payments because, you know, it was costing us a little bit of money, the Visa fees or whatever. And I couldn't imagine driving around picking up checks. Your payment days would go through the roof. So I think having Jobber payments turned on, getting your Visa, your credit card payments, you're gonna get paid first every time, and that money's gonna go straight in your bank account. Jobber Marketing Suite has been really powerful. The feature I love the most is probably campaigns. We are sending monthly email campaigns to all our clients. If we're doing a home show or something like that, we'll also send an email campaign. We just want to really stay top of mind, and if you can include a little bit of value, so winter's coming, here's the 5 steps to get your house ready for winter, you know, include some sort of value for the client. And while you're staying top of mind, those clients are going to be reaching out. You know, you're going to ping something in their brain that says, hey, I need this electrical job done, and they're gonna reach back out to you, and we get a lot of work that way. For anyone where it's your first time sending an email campaign, Jobber makes it easy. It's got full AI built in. You describe what you wanna send. It'll actually make it all for you. If you wanna do it yourself, it's really easy. They look extremely professional. The referrals feature in Jobber is great. It's built right in. You don't have to build it in some other program. And now we're able to track all our clients, who's actually referring us, and everything's in there, and you can set a credit for those clients. So if someone refers you, right now we have it set so they get a free $50 on their next invoice. With Jobber's marketing tools, at least it's built all right in. It's making it very easy for you to get started. And my advice is to just get started, send one email, dip your toes in the pool, and I think you'll like it. Everyone in the company knows how important it is to have all of our data inside of Jobber. And this is so I can measure things. And when you start measuring things, you can make them better. And so without that proper data, you're not going to be able to make changes for the better in your own company. As the owner of the company and the person responsible for sort of the revenue that's coming in, Insights dashboard, I'm starting to use it more and more. I'm checking that thing weekly. A lot of times I'm checking month to date. So I'm checking how is my month going compared to the same month last year. Are my numbers going up? Do I have more leads, more requests, more jobs, and more invoicing, or am I going down? So I'm checking it constantly now. When I said we went from 20% gross margin up to 50, a huge part of that is job costing and knowing your numbers. And all of those numbers are inside of Jobber when you're using it properly. So I am obsessed with looking at the gross margin of jobs and all the metrics inside the Insights dashboard. Hey guys, that's it for me today. Thanks for spending time with me and my business, and I hope I showed you a few ways you can use Jobber and automations to get your time back. And now it's time for me to spend some time golfing. Thank you. Having a work-life balance is super important to me. I think I've done a really good job of this. And then the number one thing here is you can't have things slipping through the cracks. And so if you don't have something like Jobber, that's what's gonna happen. Things are gonna start slipping through the cracks, and then that's gonna take away from your work-life balance. So less chaos, less stress, more Jobber.